think we're training better than we were last year at this point. That's the biggest thing that I see. And even from the first week, it seemed like there were a lot of guys returning who kind of stepped their level up from where they were a year ago. And with the freshmen, it's always difficult. There's no real barometer to read off of them. But the returners really have kind of lifted their game up a little bit, I guess. So I'm excited to see where we're at. We always swim great at home, and West Chester will bring in some great people, and we'll have some great races, and it'll just be exciting. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think interval-wise and some of the things we're doing in practice, we're a little bit ahead of where we were last year at this point.
This year we did preseason a little bit differently. This year we usually do a lot of dry land, a lot of running, a lot of lifting and stuff like that. But this year we did a lot more swimming, and I think this is part of his new. He wanted to start with like a new plan this year, I think, just to get us more motivated with the swimming aspect of it. And it's been really well so far. I think it's worked out phenomenally because a lot of people, when they come in, they don't really get motivated enough to go into the swimming pool, and I think it was a good idea to start swimming earlier this year just because it makes the transition a lot better than doing all the running and people getting more interested in the running rather than the swimming.
Last year was, it was embarrassing for us. I mean, we weren't a fourth place team, and I felt like we should have been up in the mix for second, and we just had a few people that didn't get the swims we'd hoped they would, and when you have some of your better people not really on their game, if you want to say, at a meet like that, you're going to struggle, and that happened to us, and so I guess what we want to see this year is going in and really being focused on making sure every race is as good as it can be, and not thinking about a lot of external things, and really kind of coming in refocused and realizing that we need to swim to the level that we're capable of, and the kind of team that we are. And I think it's sort of left a little bit of a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and we're kind of out to come at it and make a little bit more of a run, and kind of put us back in contention, maybe to make a run for the whole thing, but certainly be back in the top 3 or 2.
This year, like, everybody's a lot more motivated, everybody's a lot more like just wanting to swim better, and it's been really great so far, and like the motivation is definitely there. People are motivated to do well, people want to do well, and throughout like both teams, even the girls team as well too. So I mean, I really think that we will be top 2 this year, honestly, just because of the people that we have, the leadership that we have. Everybody is just like pumped, and it's like a great feeling.
Certainly with more new people, there's more unknowns. A lot of those guys have been in racy situations before. We have some guys that have come in out of some pretty good programs. We have some guys that haven't had a lot of experience, and I think swimming this Friday, and as we go through the fall, is going to be a little bit of an eye-opener for them, but that's not a bad thing. It may kind of give them an idea of what things they really need to improve, and the thing it's going to take for them to be successful at this level. We have a lot of different things we can look at, which is kind of exciting. The women were a little bit more locked into our events, but we're going to try to move some guys around and see some different things, and kind of get an early maybe prediction of what we can do at the conference meet to sort of give us a little more versatility and depth, and try to move up a little.
A lot more freshmen this year than we expected. But at first it started out a little rocky just because we had so many young people coming in this year. But me, Joe Keefe, and Evan Manning, Sean Robbins, other 3 seniors, like, we just kind of got together, had meetings, like, made sure everybody was together like all the time, like before even school started, because there's that week before school. So we just made sure that we had activities to do. We hung out as a team, did stuff together, and the chemistry just kind of like hit, and it was there. Like, everybody got along, everybody had a great time together. Like, it was just a great time, and it's just been building off of that.
I think our men are taking a little bit more longer to get more cohesive, I guess, if you want to say, and part of it's probably just the numbers. Our numbers are a little higher, and as we mentioned earlier, a lot of them are freshmen, and it's a little different bringing such a big group into the fold. I think we have 10 freshmen, and we're still working on some things. I think they're still kind of getting an idea of what our expectations are, and what ship swimming is going to be about, and they're sort of feeling their rollout a little bit. I think our returners are doing pretty well. I think our returners are bonded together pretty good, and as I said earlier, maybe part of it was not finishing up last year where we thought we should be, and kind of coming in with a little chip on their shoulder. So I think we're doing a pretty good job leading the new guys. We need to get a little bit more discipline on the men's side with a few things in terms of, being sharp in practice and, stuff like that that's going to make a big difference for us. And, I think if we do that, some great things are going to happen for us. And I think we can do it. I mean, it's just, we've got the people to do it and they're motivated and, it's kind of one of those day-to-day things like everybody talks about, making each practice the best that it can be.